Alright, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we took a loss on stream, and as promised, we will of course recap it. Every single trade that we take on stream is going to be recorded into a video. Now, it does not matter what level you get to in your trading journey. There is always going to be times in the markets where the markets test you, things maybe don't go your way, there's low volume. And today we kind of had one of them days. I drew up four trades. Three of them were winning trades, one of them was a loss, and the one trade we managed to take was the one that obviously ended up being the loss, and that's just the markets. Shit happens. You can't do anything about it. That's just the markets. The markets will give you stuff like that sometimes, and it's about how you deal with it and how you move on from it. So if we take a look at the charts here on Goldie, so we took this trade on stream today, which is the 6th of June at around 7 AM London time. You guys go onto my channel, go into the live section, you'll be able to rewatch this in entire stream back. So we'll run over the first trade. I'm just going to clean all this analysis up. I've literally just jumped off stream, and we'll draw on the first trade, which was initial sells on gold. We drew up initial sells to start the day, and to be fair, this initial trade here wasn't a charting error. This was actually an error from myself, and this was an error because actually let's just go. Let me go back a little bit more. Reasons behind looking for these shorts is we had a lot of liquidity down here on gold. Anyone who was buying off this support, putting their stop loss just below this low and this low down here. So we had shorts of price to come down and liquidate these lows before seeing this continuation push up higher, come into the second touch of this trend line, and just overall just continue pushing higher. Now, the reason I messed up is as this 5-minute candle was forming, it was an instant top wick. And what I was saying to the guys on stream is when this is playing live, there's a timer on the side. And for whatever reason, I thought this was the last 5 of the 15. Which there's no point me taking a trade on the last 5 of the 15, because if this 15 closes doji, the next 15 is probably going to push up, grab the highs, and then push back down. So I was like, in my head, I was saying, let's just wait for that 5-minute to close. Sorry, let's wait for the 15 to close. But this wasn't the last 5 of the 15, and I was wrong. And then, you know, you ended up top working and then continue pushing down. So I didn't take this trade based off of that. And then the guys in the community, you guys on stream also said that's not the last 5 to 15. And then I also realized, what the hell am I talking about? This is what happens when you start trading at 6 o'clock Brisbane time at 7 AM London time. And then, you know, you ended up pushing down to our overall TP of around 24 ticks. We risked about 7 ticks on this trade, maybe about 7 to 8 to 10, maybe call it 10 if you want. Risked about 10 to make 24. A lot of the guys on stream did actually hold it. So did you guys who tuned in on YouTube. Well done. I didn't. So trade number 1 of the session. And let me just fast forward. Where was trade number 2? We were creating some liquidity to the highs. And then amazing. What I was basically saying here to the guys on stream is we have come up. We've liquidated previous 30-minute highs. Amazing. I'm looking for this to come back down, and we took the flip of the candle here. And if we drop down to the 5, what I was saying to everyone on stream is there's a high chance you keep pushing down and you re-grab these lows, tap into here before going higher. And these shorts here were supposed to be a hedge trade, so we could make around 15 to 20 ticks on this push down, because my overall bias was still long based off that hourly closing. Ignore this candle. This hourly here closed massively respecting the support. So when we drop down to the 5, it's fast forward it. That's why I don't like the trading view backtesting here. What I was saying to everyone on stream, and you guys can go back and watch it, I was basically saying to everyone, I'm going to take these sells down so we can make money on the way down, secure our profits, and then we can take longs risk-free, because that was my overall bias. My overall bias was long. So if I take the shorts down, it's going to be a hedge to cover the profits, to make the profits, to cover the upside if the upside doesn't work. So we actually did take these shorts, and we took the sells on this 5-minute right here. We took the sells on this 5-minute here. Stops were just above this high. We were only risking about 10 ticks again. And somehow this trade stopped me at break even, because the futures chart opened with no top wick. But on the FX chart here, it did have a top wick. So I took the sells here, and as it was pushing down to here, what I said to the guys was, well, we're retesting our first level of support here, where we could retest these lows and start pushing up. So we have to take our risk off the table here. We're not going to secure any profits. We want to play this much lower, but we have to take risk off the low, off the table. And this 1 5 minute then did come down, came back up, create the top wick, and then came back down and still actually closed bearish. Didn't really give us a chance to re-enter. So we got stopped at break even on that trade, and I'll show you guys it all on Top Step in a second. And then we came down, we fulfilled this downside range. We would have hit around 15 to 20 ticks there as well. And I said to the guys, we'll lock this in because we want the overall longs. So once we start closing back above this level, like we did here, we grab the lows, close back above. This is where we want the longs. We want the longs up into it's quite a complex day, but we want the longs. There's a lot of value here, guys. We want the longs up into the third touch of this trend line. And the shorts down here was nothing but an anchor for us to secure these profits and leverage these profits to take the overall bias of long completely risk-free. But this trade got us at break even, so we didn't manage to secure anything on that trade. Well, I didn't. Again, some of the guys somehow managed to hold it. I didn't. I got stopped at break even there. And what I then said to the guys was, cool, we've grabbed the lows, we've closed back above the level. This is doing exactly what we want. So on the bottom wick of the next 5 minute, we are going to take the longs and we're going to drive up into these highs. And the guys who took the sells, I said, leverage the profits you've made here to take these longs risk-free. Next 5 minute then came down. As we started to reject this level, I took the longs, market executed, and then we actually then reclosed back below this level. So at that point, you closed back below. My stop loss came in below this low. But as this next 5 minute opened, it's going to play it too quick. As this next 5 minute opened, instant top wick, I decided to cut this trade at -6 ticks. So I cut this trade at minus 6 ticks right here on the next 5 minute, which was the top wick there. I cut it at the top wick because I was like, you know, you've broken above and I'm trying to go long. Well, if you break back below the level, then surely the longs become invalid. So there's no need for me to leave this trade open. I don't need to leave that trade open. My bias was based off we close back above this level. I want to see this level bottom wicking and pushing higher. If we don't push higher and we reclose back below it, there's a high chance you're just going to keep pushing down. So I don't need to hold this full stop loss. I cut it here, and you guys can go back and watch it at -6 ticks. Cut that at -6 ticks. And then I also said to the guys, if you re-break this low here, if this is a true liquidity grab, you don't need to break it. But if you do break it, there's a high chance you come down to here and just keep coming lower. You then re-broke these lows. I didn't get in the sales in time. You then ended up coming all the way back down to here and pushing down even more for about another 20. So an incredibly complex day. The analysis was absolutely perfect, but actually getting the entries was very difficult. We called 4 amazing moves. I got 1 break even and 1 loss. And that's just sometimes the market. Sometimes you can call the markets perfectly. Not every day are you going to be able to execute it and make money every single day. But the good thing that we did today is we took a 6 tick stop loss at half risk. I can't cry about that. You know, that's a good stop loss. And I'll show you guys here on the Top Step X as always, just so you guys can see it. So this was the first break even here. I'll show you guys here. These are the trades from Monday. These are the trades we took on stream on Monday. This was a break even. This was a break even. This was the trade from today. So that was the initial shorts. That was the break even. And then that was the 6 tick stop loss. So, you know, -$80, minus 8 ticks actually, if you want to be correct. Minus 8 tick stop loss is, in my opinion, very well managed in a pretty difficult day. So showing you guys that, because I will not show you guys my wins if I don't show you my losses. Losses are part of the game. It does not matter what level you get to in your trading journey. Things like this will come up where you may have a difficult day in the markets. The markets are never shit. So don't say that. The markets are the markets. The markets are never always going to be perfect. You're never going to make money every day. But it's about how you deal with the losses, how you manage your emotions, and how you move on from it. So I took 1 trade at break even, don't care, move on to the next one. I cut this trade at -6 ticks, amazing, move on to the next trade. I'm always thinking about that next trade and never dwelling on the loss or trying to fight the markets, trying to make back the money. I have my levels now, I have my analysis. If it plays out amazing, I will absolutely give my longs a second chance closer to the New York session. So I hope you guys did take value in this small loss here on gold, and I hope to see you guys back on stream every single day, 7 till 9 a.m. London time. I'll see you guys there. Peace.